final topic of the show, man, we got to talk about the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers finally beat the Denver Nuggets on Sunday. 20-point. We should step his neighborhood, Gary Payton. The Lakers finally beat the the Denver Nuggets by 20 points in the Saturday, primetime matchup. It's their first time beating the Denver Nuggets regular season or playoffs in 10 tries. They were able to blow them out. Since getting Luka Doncic, they have only lost one game. They are 8-2 in their last 10. They are currently the 4th seed in the Western Conference, but they are only 2 games behind the Memphis Grizzlies for the 2nd seed in the Western Conference. And Luka finally had a Luka game on Sunday. I will say this about the Lakers. I think on Friday I'm going to give y'all my NBA contender tiers, but I think that the Lakers are in the tier of things have to go right for them to make the NBA Finals and to win it. But one thing I'm not doing is betting against Luka Doncic and LeBron James. That's just one thing I'm just not doing. And I feel like JJ Redick is a good enough coach that they won't make the mental blunders that Darvin Ham made last year, or that who's my man Frank, who was the coach for them? Frank Vogel. He's not going to make the same mistakes that those two made. Now the depth is going to be issued. Their front court is going to be decimated because of all the things that they're waiting for. Don't have a center. But when you have those two good and the defense that they've been playing, I think they stack up against a lot of teams. Now, I don't want to put too much dip on the chip after beating Denver in a 7-game series. Nikola Jokic is not going to shoot only 7 times a game. I can guarantee you that. I do love Russell Westbrook's fit with the Nuggets. And Jamal Murray is not a regular season playoff guy, but when the playoffs start, he's a different dude. So I wouldn't pick them against them or OKC. But if I'm any other team in the Western Conference, that's not a team I want to see, because it kind of feels like they're playing with house money this year, because they know in the regular season they can fill out the roster a little bit more and put it towards Luka's strengths. Because let's be real, then this team is not going to be building around LeBron James anymore. They're building around Luka Doncic, and I feel like LeBron's about to get in his Kareem when he was with Magic era. Well, yes, he's the elder statesman. He's the former best player on the planet. But now he can go over here and lay back and do what he wanted to do when they got Anthony Davis, but Anthony Davis didn't want to do what Luka does. So I think they got a chance because they've got 2 of the best 10 players on the planet, but it's going to be a little tough with the depth. But they've got a very easy schedule coming up as well, and I do think they got a real good chance to be 2nd or 3rd seed. Tosin, tell me what you've seen from the Lakers since getting Luka Doncic, even as mind-blowing as it still is, they even got him. What do you think their ceiling is, at least for this season?
Like you said, never bet against Luka and LeBron. Just don't. They got teething issues, like just baby things, right? Like where Luka's still learning what he needs to be, and Steph and LeBron's learning where he needs to be, and they'll figure it out. They're 2 really, really smart players, and it's always fun to see people complain in the timeline. I saw somebody complain about like Max Christie being traded. I'm like, as good as Max Christie is, it's Luka fucking Doncic, okay? Bro.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing here? This is the top 5 player in the league. Like, it is what it is. So they got teething issues, but it's like really just trying to figure out where everybody fits on that team. And that's once they figure that out, which is, they got like 30-something games left, they'll be all right. They're really, really smart players. So again, LeBron it don't make no sense though, man. Like I'm looking at LeBron, like, yo, you're 40 years old. Like you've been hooping, insane, you've been hooping since 2001. Like we've all remember when LeBron like first came on the scene. It's like, yo, you're still that good. So it's just really down to those 2. They're gonna go as far as those 2 take them.
Me and LeBron, even though he doesn't know I exist, even though we've been in the same room multiple times together, he doesn't know I exist. We're like Batman and the Joker in my head. I don't know what I'm gonna do when I don't have LeBron to hate against. Like I really can't even hate on one now because Luka my boy. So like by default, I gotta wish him well. But what we're seeing at his age is something that can only be rivaled by Tom Brady, when Tom Brady won an MVP in the Super Bowl at 41. It's incredible. Like, I'm saying he only going to play one more year because of, probably how much he wants to play. But physically, he can play a couple more. It's just ridiculous. And I think now with Luka, he can He can preserve his energy. For the first time in the Lakers era, he can sit on a bench and not worry about that double-digit lead falling. And that's a big thing right there. Bane, bring us home. What you think about the Lakers and what the ceiling is this year?
The ceiling is the roof. Like, they don't have no interior. When it gets to the postseason, when you have to get when you have to play Denver, which we already know what happens when they play Denver, or even if you play Oklahoma City, which is going to have a wave of big men Pauls going after you. They ain't got no interior. They got Luka and they got LeBron. But once you get into the playoffs, that game planning and all of that stuff, I don't think that's going to be enough. So the ceiling is the roof. Shouts out to Michael Jordan.
So cool. Triple double hat trick, I know the code too. Ice trade, go for trade, yeah we cold too. Getting paper on these player haters, old news, money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line.